Do you know the immense feeling of having recorded the just a perfect episode of Transport Fever 2, only to realize that you've sat down and recorded for over an hour with absolutely no sound on your microphone whatsoever? If you don't, let me take you through that experience in this second episode of Transport Fever 2, US version kind of thingy. My name is Tree Burgers. Welcome to today's episode of Transport Fever 2. We left the first episode on a somewhat different term than it is looking right now. And that is for the simple fact that I had recorded a very great second episode for you guys. And when I sat down and I wanted to edit it, I looked at it and I was like, this is very quiet. I am not really hearing myself at all. So, you know, I looked at the clip and I was like, nope, there is indeed absolutely no sound coming through. I then took it to my recording software and I looked at that, and what do you know? My microphone was muted. So here we are, second episode. Let me try to walk you through what we have done, what the entire idea with the second episode was, what we've built, what we did, because we did quite a lot actually. And then I think just for the heck of it, to stay true to the theme, we will try to do something Mesa here, because that was actually the main focus of the video, but we never made it that far. Stuff like that happens. It is what it is. So this will be, you know, a bit of a different episode, but it is what it is. First of all, what the main idea of the second episode here was that we wanted to create some sort of growth for Mesa, and the best way to do so is the fact that it requires fuel as one of the supplies in order to grow. Now, fuel is a thing that we can easily deliver here because we are living in a oil mecca, pretty much. Oil. There is oil, there is oil. There's literally oil over all on this map. So that is a very good thing. We then also have a refinery right here, an oil refinery. And as you can see, that one is booming as well. And finally, we have this fuel refinery right here, which we also intended to use for something good. That has happened as well. As you can see, we have a fuel delivery going on from Carrollton here to Mesa, and all of that runs into Mesa, so that is all good. Now, I recovered a save file here from a lot of the stuff that I still haven't done, that I'm then figuring that we can do now just to make sure that we actually do something. So what we're looking at right here right now is that this chain is set up. We might want to modify it just a little bit because it has room for improvements. I improved some of the stations here. Basically, I used this station layout where we have an entrance and an exit in order to make sure that we don't have very much queue up with trucks having to go in, especially for the loading platform, since all of the trucks will be there waiting in order to get full before they go anywhere. So we have a long waiting platform here so that we don't have a queue of trucks which will block all of the crude oil coming in. That's a pretty simple setup for one station. It works just fine. And down here we have a lot of oil waiting, so we might want to add some additional trucks to that. Also over here, decent amount of fuel. We've done the same setup over here as well, where we actually have a station, a double station with long platforms. The unloading platform doesn't have to be as long because usually won't have a lot of trucks coming in at once. And as well over here with our lumber, because the lumber was actually stacking up and piling up quite a lot. Now, there is a few things that I think we can do today, because even though this is the second episode, I feel like it's still too early to create a proper passenger line from here and over to there and over to Mesa. So we won't do that today. We need to stack up some more money, and one of the ways that I wanted to create some more money was to get this train going right here, which brings oil from Cedar Rapids and all the way over to McKinney. So we have this very basic train setup here which runs all the way through here. It's not very profitable yet. It was back in the old game, because the oil well over here sort of first have to realize that there is this demand over here, and it cannot realize that there is a demand over there before this sort of realize that Laredo oil well can actually supply it with oil. So it just has to build up, which is why I just have the train running just to make a tiny bit of money from it while we wait for it to actually fully get efficient. We also set up another connection here from McKinney, and as you can see, that one is actually running all the way from St. Petersburg all the way to Memphis. So it does indeed have some distance on it. And then we also run from McKinney to Carrollton to Mesquite. Most of these lines are actually quite profitable. If we look at the lines right now, there we go. Let's just sort that by balance. That looks pretty good. So we have LA to Cedar Rapids, which is not really looking all that good right now. But what we can do is we can actually just go ahead and you know, we can sell a couple of these trucks. So let's see if we can find one that doesn't really have any passengers on. Hopefully. Nope, we have a couple that just have two. So let's go ahead and actually get rid of, let's start with getting rid of 2 of them, because we might get luckier later on. Also, this line is actually not looking too profitable. Another thing we can do there, because we have a decent amount of money in our bank right now, so we can actually go ahead and switch these for something that is a bit cheaper. As you can see, these are 4k cheaper per year. They carry a bit less passengers, but that doesn't really matter too much because the line is, you know, not full anyways. So let's grab a smaller compartment there, just to keep a minimum set of, you know, buses running, so we don't get too high of a frequency or too low of a frequency between the stations, because that will also hurt our income. Now, another thing that I kind of want to do here is just to buy a couple extra buses, because one of the lines don't really have enough buses, which is the LA to, no, it is definitely not, McKinney to Mesquite, because McKinney to Mesquite only has 2 buses on it right now, but it is on the other hand a line that pulls a lot of passengers, as you can see, 37,000 in plus already. So now when we get these, this one could easily pull 100,000, just like McKinney to Memphis is doing right now, or LA to McKinney is. So a lot of money to pick up there. The main thing that we want to do right now is, because you can see I don't have a lot of trucks in our fuel, and I don't have a lot of trucks in our oil and refine oil and everything, for the simple reason that the lines are still pretty new. We just want the demand to be created, but as you can see, that demand is actually slowly being created, so it would probably be a good idea to get some more trucks here, which I think we should go ahead and get. So let's just borrow some money here. Go for Oil McKinney, manage vehicles, select all of them, replace to something that is a bit quicker. I feel like we're going to be happy that we did that. But if we borrow another 100,000, actually we don't really need anything quicker there, so let's just say manage vehicles, and nope, buy some more. And where are they? So we're using the Steam one here, which carries 6, and it doesn't really matter which one we select, so let's just go for that one. Let's say 1 2 3 4 5. Let's go for 5 more here for Oil McKinney. Nice. Now let's see, because we also have refine oil here, and refine oil is going from there to there, so the distance is actually quite great. So I think one thing that could be nice to do would possibly be to replace all of these trucks with something that is just a tiny bit faster, and we can do that rather easily, because going for that one would be a good investment in my opinion. So let's switch all of those out just so we have a bit of a quicker transport, because you can see the refine oil is stacking up just a tiny bit, so it's always nice to get those replaced. Let's go ahead and buy a few more for that line as well. Let's see, refine oil, Carrollton, there we go. So just a couple extra trucks in there. And how about the fuel? Fuel is still looking good, so that is all great. But as I mentioned, we want a passenger train between Mesa, Carrollton, Los Angeles, and we want to see if we can extend that one out. Go all the way here to Midland and go all the way there to Bridgeport. That shouldn't be too rough. So that is definitely something that we will do in the next episode, but I feel like we still need quite a lot of extra money, and an interesting way of just provoking some city growth in Los Angeles as well would be to get a goods train to run down here with fuel. So if we run it all the way this way and up through here to Carrollton and that way, then we can just simply create the line for that train right now with the fuel refinery here. If we make a station right here and connect it somehow, we'll have to see how that works out the best way, but that is definitely a doable idea that I think we should go ahead and go for soon-ish, just to get some money flowing in here still. Another thing that I'm actually noticing is the fact that this little stretch of road right here is gonna cause some traffic issues for us later on, I fear. So I kind of want to see if I can rebuild this in a way that makes sense, and I think I have an idea for what we can do here. So I'm gonna pause the game right now, and I'm gonna take away this station right here. Let's just fully get rid of that, and this will cause quite some backup of cars and stuff, but we are not gonna bother about that just yet. So what we can do here is that we can try to create a roundabout. Now, all we really need to do is just lay down a tiny bit of road here. Just put that out here maybe. Let's go for it. Oh, that is already too long of a stretch. There we go. A medium. And let's go for that. And go for that. This might not be a perfect roundabout, but it's definitely an attempt to go for that. And now we can simply drag this up here, have that run in there, have this have this. Okay, nope. So then we'll connect it like that, since it wants to be in my way. Perfect. So this should hopefully help just with a bit of the traffic. And the only thing we have left to do now is simply just put the truck station here back inside. And if we then spin this around just a little bit to get it connected to the road here, then what we can do is we can put that down right there. We can go ahead and we can configure this. We can add an entrance and an exit. First of all, let's remove that. Let's extend the cargo stations out here just a little bit. Quite a little bit. There we go. And now all we need to do is simply street access. Let's go for an exit. We don't have the money to do so, so let's borrow a little bit more here. Configure this. Station exit. Put that in right there. Station entrance. Put that bit right there. Go ahead and grab all of this. And I know this is not a one-way right now, and that might cause us issues, but let's see how this goes. Otherwise, we will get one-way roads soon, and then we can make it a proper roundabout. For now, this will be our solution. So hopefully this will help with the traffic, especially when we get the one-way routes, which are coming right up. I think it's like 1930 or something. We'll get those. So until then, this will look a bit weird, but hopefully they won't be too confused about it. Yeah, no one is really going around, but it might help a bit. It might not. We'll have to see how that goes. Maybe the trucks will enjoy it. Maybe someone will enjoy it. We might be lucky. I don't know. That one covers, so that is perfect. The tools factory is doing just fine. Now, yeah, we're at a pretty good state here right now, so I think what we should try to do is simply just save up some money to actually get that train line going for the fuel refinery, so that we can bring in some extra fuel here for Los Angeles, because they want fuel as well. They want goods too. Goods are gonna be in the future because we need plastic in order to make goods, and the closest plastic factory we have here is this. But I'm thinking what we could do is have like a neat little ship port here that could sail all the way through this canal, come all the way up here to some sort of goods distribution center that we can have here, where all of the trains then can sort of go from and go all the way there, or maybe even here. There are a lot of possibilities to do so, so that is definitely something that we should look into later on. But for now, we'll just keep it like this, because the money are good. All of our lines are doing quite okay. Let's see, lumber to St. Peter. Are they stuck or something? I wonder what is going. Oh yeah, we have a massive truck back up here, and you see this is actually why, or do we? No path. What do you mean no path? That says no path. Let's configure this. I wonder if there will be a path if they go there. Nope, there is definitely not. So they both have a problem right now. Let's just pause this until we figure that. Could not connect all stations. That is interesting. Let's see. We are looking at lumber to St. Peter. Can go here. They can't really go to Mesa North. Nope. Okay, that is not possible. Or is it? So something is wrong with this connection right here. Will that do anything? So apparently that did the trick, which is rather interesting. But as long as it works, then I'm happy. Let's see, can we now get out of this truck mess we have here? We can indeed. My god, these trucks are so loud, and I cannot figure why. The lumber has to go quite a long way, so I think it's about time that we might look into replacing all of the lumber vehicles, and there's a lot of them. So let's see if we can select all of these and get them replaced with something that drives just a tiny bit quicker, because I feel like they are slowing down our line just a little bit. There we go, we have the money for that, so let's go ahead and do so. The lumber or the logs are doing fine from the forest, so we're not going to look into those anymore just now. And we have a huge pile of trucks here coming in, so I really hope that they can all get through here. Definitely these trucks can, so that is always a good thing. But we have run out of lumber for now, or planks, in order to actually construct any tools. So that is a bit of a bad thing. That is going to cost me some money to have all of these trucks running empty. Hopefully they will come in soon. Well, the roundabout works a little bit, it looks like. There's not as much traffic backed up, so that's a good thing. We'll just assume that works, and then we'll see how that goes. I think we're actually going to go for a different approach over here in Los Angeles, because I kind of want to keep the railways coming in a different episode. For now, we just want to secure that we have a massive amount of city growth, and just secure that we have a maximum city growth that we can get for the train expansion, so that we can, as soon as we input the trains into our system here, that they can make money from day one pretty much. That is sort of the goal, because we're producing a lot of fuel now, and I kind of want to distribute this fuel immediately. So what we're going to go ahead and do instead is simply configure the station, and let's go for a cargo platform here, and just a small one, because then we're actually going to go ahead and say for this station terminals, we are going to take the refiner to stop at terminal 1, and then terminal 2 will be used for a truck route from over here into Los Angeles. I don't think that the route will be too long, so hopefully that is actually right. So let's go ahead and get down a nice stretch of road right here. See if we can just put that there, and then the trucks can go that way and down here to Los Angeles. Now let's get a truck unloading station right here. That seems to cover most of the industrial area. It does indeed, so that is perfect. Now let's set up a line here between there and there and call this fuel. From where are we going from? We are going from Carrollton to LA, and all we need now is just to get a few trucks in that route, and then we are actually pretty much ready, I believe. Now let's get a road depot here. Oh, did I see 12,000 there? And then I paid 18,000. That is a great job, Treebergs. Good job. We need some fast trucks here, because we want something that they have to travel quite the distance. So we are gonna go ahead and just grab some big trucks here. Let's quickly pause that and make sure that they wait for a full load. Manage line and say Carrollton Road, we want you to wait for a full load. Nice. Now we just need some fuel to actually be distributed that way. And usually the way that works is just that the city sort of has to register, you know, there's goods available for us, so why don't we just go ahead and grab them. And as soon as that demand gets here, then this thingy should start moving as well. So we should be in for a good route soon, hopefully. Let's just see how the lines are doing. Now this is actually good. You see that? All of our train routes, or not, bus routes pretty much, are actually profitable now. It's only LA to Cedar Rapids that is not as profitable as we would like, so I think we're going to go ahead and select those as well and just buy the cheaper version here. That is, there we go, because it's a bit faster as well, so the route will be covered more frequently, but the demand or the cost to run each bus will be lowered quite a lot, so hopefully that will help us out. And the same with this one. As you can see, Laredo to Cedar Rapids are now 25k plus after being that low out before. So that is definitely a good thing. And also our train here is almost 1 million plus, which is really nice. We can actually start repaying a bit of the loan here too. But yeah, it seems like this episode might end up being not as productive as I first would have wanted, since I lost most of it, which is very much a shame. Or I didn't lose it, but there was no voiceover on it, so it was a bit hard to edit and a bit hard to cut, and honestly quite boring for you to stare at a game running, with no voiceover or anything. So yeah, really hope you enjoyed this second episode of the game. We have a truck built up here right now, which is not too good. Let's see if we can maybe just avoid that. This is some of the trucks here that we have to just let run to LA, because we kind of need them to get out of the station, to be quite honest. So we can maybe just flip you around and make sure that you go to. Okay, you didn't go there. Wait, we can make you go there now. Stop. This is perfect. Okay, you're good. Right, and we have all of the unloading trucks right here. These are definitely supposed to be there. You can go ahead and leave, and you can unload. Nice. We have a lot of unloading going on. Still no fuel to LA, but it should be there eventually, hopefully. Especially with all of the extra refined oil coming in here. So that is indeed a good thing. Do we need another exit ramp so they don't all have to use that one? I think we might actually need that. Let's go ahead and build that there and see if anyone is gonna go that way. A lot of them are gonna go that way. That was a nice move. That was indeed a good idea. So we just cut a lot of the line off there. Perfect. I think we're doing good. I think we're doing quite good. And we are building up a solid amount of money in our bank. We have a nice amount of city growth going here. We are going to have Los Angeles growth very soon. Let's see how Mesa has actually developed. Well, it has been rising a bit, rising, lowering a bit, rising a bit again. hopefully we can help it along the way with a passenger line, which we are going to build next time. Guys, thank you so much for tuning into the second episode. I hope you enjoyed this. If you didn't, let me know what I can improve. It's the new game on the channel, so yeah, I want to do it as good as I now can for you guys. If you enjoy what you see here, consider subscribing if you're new to the channel, if you found this via the search functions or whatever. If you like the video, don't forget to hit the like as well. You know, do all the usual stuff just to show some appreciation. I really appreciate it for sure. Thank you so much for tuning in. Have a good one until I talk to you guys again. Bye bye.